Christian Pulisic has been just spectacular for AC Milan, most recently in a match against Lecce, playing in very, very central areas. And I want to now highlight this performance from Christian Pulisic, where he played in those central areas. He was truly, truly spectacular in this comeback win against Lecce. And we're just going to dive into a little bit more before we decide who that front three is for the U.S. men's national team. This was just 40 seconds into the match. As you can see, Pulisic gets into this central area. He gets in between the lines. He knows the pocket of space where he can be most dangerous in starting a counterattack. You see Pulisic here. You see Theo Hernandez here, who loves to run this left wing, similarly to Anthony Robinson. And Pulisic receives the ball in space. Watch as Theo is continuing to make this run forward. Pulisic has one man to beat here. And what does he do? I mean, a spectacular nutmeg. A spectacular nutmeg. He takes this player out with one touch. Just going to keep going back and forth so it's like a video because YouTube will not let me show videos. Right between his legs. Next touch, a beautiful left-footed pass in between the right back and the center back, right onto Theo Hernandez, whose first touch is a beautiful ball into Santiago Jimenez, who does score the opening goal, but this is called back for offsides. But just look at where Pulisic is picking up the ball. He is so dangerous in these central areas for AC Milan, and I'd really like to see him continue to get in those areas for the U.S. men's national team, especially with the lack of a true striker who we know can play with his back to goal, the likes of a Balogun or Ricardo Pepi, the players that we like to build this system around. That's not the kind of player Sargent really is. And so I think it'll be important to have Pulisic in these central areas. Now, does that mean he'll start at left wing or attacking mid? I don't know for sure. If he starts at left wing, he's going to want to come inside, and that means Anthony Robinson's going to need to be flying up that left-hand side of the pitch all match, which is where we want to see him. If he starts as an attacking midfielder, does that mean Gio Reyna maybe starts on the left side of the midfield? I don't know. They have him as listed as a midfielder, whereas Yunus Musa, who's been playing as a right winger, they have listed as a forward. I think those things are actually important because I think when Pochettino submits the squad, these are the kind of ways he's breaking it down. This is how he sees these players. Let's move on to the next action. Again, look where Christian Pulisic is. He's in a central area. This is not a winger who's playing out wide. This is a central player who's playing as off the striker. He's playing as a second striker off the striker. Again, this is very crucial to think about with how our current striker situation is. Getting our best player in central areas to score and create goals will be massive for the U.S. men's national team during this break without a striker. And Pulisic just has gotten so smart at making these runs. He just continues to move as Reinders picks up the ball. He continues to move in between these two center backs. You see this, I believe this is the right back or the center defensive midfielder out of position. You see Santiago Jimenez is drawing this center back here. So Pulisic just continues to move as this player has to decide, am I going to pick up Reinders or move with Pulisic? Pulisic gets the ball on a beautiful ball from Reinders. And first time shot, very well taken, hard at the goalkeeper who just parries it away. But just Pulisic continuing to create for this AC Milan team as they need goals. They're desperate for goals. But this, of course, is what Pulisic can do from the wide positions, which we know that he is so excellent at. Just getting the ball, gets a little bit of space. Lecce doesn't get nearly close enough to him. Plays a perfect in-swinging ball onto the head of Jimenez, who unfortunately actually heads it wide of the goal. But, you know, this is the thing with Pulisic. Wherever he plays, he's going to get into the dangerous positions. Wherever he starts, quote unquote, he's going to get into the dangerous positions that he wants to be in. So it's a matter of how do we structure the rest of the team around that? Do we want that left wing to be taken up by Pulisic and Anthony Robinson? Or do we want the left wing to be, Pulisic, a true left winger, maybe Tim Weah or Reyna and Anthony Robinson? Those are the questions that Pochettino needs to answer. And now we get into the goals that Christian Pulisic creates and scores. Here, Pulisic just plays a little ball into space as he sees, I believe that's Reinders again, getting open into this area where the left back has vacated. Plays that ball back into Rafa Leao. I believe that's actually Tammy Abraham that ball comes back into. And Pulisic just following the ball, getting himself into the box as quickly as he can, getting himself into goal-scoring areas. Tammy Abraham plays a beautiful first-time ball into Pulisic, who takes it excellently into the box. This defender makes a disaster tackle of just nicking Pulisic right on the knee here. Pulisic steps up for the penalty. After missing his first ever penalty in his senior career, steps up, strikes it hard into the roof of the net. Look at where this ball ends up. Scores the goal, gets Milan back level, and then on to the match winner. Pulisic's movement, again, central areas. I don't mean to keep saying this, but this is not a player who's most dangerous out here. It's not a player who's most dangerous out here. This is a player who likes to play in this area right here, the center positions of the attacking pitch. And Pulisic, again, just so smart with his run, just times it. Is patient. He's patient. He's on the back shoulder. The defender doesn't know exactly where he is. He hasn't looked at him. Pulisic's waiting. Layout plays a perfect ball for Pulisic, who's just there for a one-touch finish. He wins the match from Milan. He does it all. This is Captain America, Christian Pulisic. And so this is all to say, where do we see this starting 11? I think it's vital that we go out on the strong foot here in this Nations League semifinal against Panama. We have something to prove against them after what happened at Copa America. I'd like to see Christian Pulisic take up a lot of those central areas. And I think with Josh Sargent at striker, it's vital that Pulisic will play with his back to goal a little bit more, helping in the build-up, and actually finding Josh Sargent more as a true number 9, not as that kind of false 9 center forward type of player, but a true out-and-out striker who's scoring loads of goals right now. I don't want Josh Sargent to be asked to do too much because he's scoring a lot of goals when he's getting super close to goal. But I still think Pulisic is going to start as your left winger with Anthony Robinson really overlapping a lot and Pulisic operating a lot more in those half spaces.